How would you like to change the community at the same time tackle your fears? Put a smile on someone's face. Take yourself to a new height. How would you like to use video to interact to the world and make an impact? Today's guest will talk about his experience with impacting the community and how he wishes to use video to aid him with his goal in the future. The Humanities Communication Arts Department of Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Jacob Waring, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you're about to meet are students who are not on camera or behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, productions they have completed, and give you the chance to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a person who is constantly attempting to tackle his fears, endlessly trying to improve himself, and on the path to changing the world for a better one day. Now I would like you to meet our guest today, Karlos Mikem.
Thank you.
Karlos, so tell us what is one of the most interesting things that you do?
Well, I'm always a person that loves people. I always try to, go around helping people as best as I can. I'm a local youth leader at my church, so, one day last summer I went on an encounter, and coming after that, I was like, hey, let me do something to help out my community a little better. So last summer, I gathered a few friends and just to go around giving people hugs. First started off as just giving people hugs, and let's have a look. Just giving people hugs, and I mentioned the idea to my mentor, and he goes, hey, why not just, offer prayers for people as well, just add that in there. So I was like, hey, that's a good idea. Why not just add it in there? So we went around, gathered a few friends, just went around and giving people hugs and just praying for people. It was a really nice experience. For me, I'm usually a quiet person, never liked, reaching out to people as much. So it was out of my comfort zone, just reaching out to people I never really knew and just, giving them a word of prayer or just, giving them a hug just to make their day better. It's the small things that really change people sometimes. My mentor started it off first, where he kind of got us into the rhythm of just, doing this. And we first sprayed, and, we just got out there a little nervous at first, people we didn't know. And we just went in there and just sprayed for people and really changed lives. And I changed the people around myself. I got people talking to me like, hey, wow, that's really great. Surprised you went out and done that. Even I couldn't do that. And I was like, hey, just really trying to, change the world for the better.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And we got lucky, too, because it was sunny that day, and later on it rained. So we finished by the time it rained. It was really nice. We went into stores, too, just prayed for people. Went around downtown Stanford, went around UConn, Garden Catering, and the library, Stanford Library, just praying for people. We went to Dairy Queen. It was a really nice experience.
Yeah, I'm sure you inspired a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a very, very inspiring work that you've done, and I'm sure you helped a lot of people. But now, would you elaborate on why you wanted to take this TV production course?
Well, I took the TV production course because I always had an interest in film, especially short films. I always wanted to make inspirational films. After watching so many myself, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to, get my word out there? You never know what that's going to do to someone. So I wanted to learn the professional techniques on, how to make my ideas better and how to just really beef up my ideas so whenever I make something and put it out there, it'll look really well and impact people in a positive way.
Well, I'm sure you're already utilizing those techniques, and I bet you already have in mind what some of the most useful things you have learned in the television production course. So what are they?
Well, some of the useful things I've learned is one of them being shift focus. Watching movies, I always wondered how it was done, and never did it in the life of me thought it was done through depth of field. So it was really interesting learning that because that's a professional technique that a lot of filmmakers use to make their movies look good, and I always wanted to add that into my own ideas, my own films. I learned about camera angles, how the angles of a camera while we're shooting impacts, adds strength to a character or weakens a character. Lastly, I learned the field shot sheet, which really helped out when you're out in the field shooting at different places, just keeping track of the shots you've taken, what was good and what wasn't, what you leave in and what you not leave in.
So using all that you've learned, you created 4 production courses in TV1. They were the Student Study, Teacup, Winter in New England, and the UN Project. Would you mind explaining about those 4?
Oh no, not at all. Let's have a look. Made 4 projects. Let's have a look at the. So first off, we started off with my student study. In this example, we really were just going at the post-production. Everything was kind of pre-made for us, so we just went in and had hands-on experience at just doing this, and it was pretty interesting learning how to use the camera and just different viewpoints, learning the action shots, clean entrance, clean exit. It was pretty nice. Next off is my teacup sequence. Did this at my house, and this was really more for the action shots where we learned about cutaways, clean entrance, clean exit, storyboards, and bird's eye view diagrams. Before even making the project, you have to do a bird's eye view of a diagram. So I really got to put this technique to use in my teacup project. Next off is my Winter in New England project. This one we learned composition, simplicity, framing, rule of thirds, and lines. And I just went around my neighborhood, picked out a few good shots that I thought fit into all the different things we learned, and I just took the shot. It was pretty interesting seeing all the different techniques, and this was the project that actually showed me the power of the different angles and viewpoints. Next off is my Orange project. For this project, we had to take everything we've learned so far in the semester and just apply it to our own idea. And you had to do the field shot sheet, diagrams, storyboards, and just really put all those things you learned to use on your own, no guidance or whatever. It's just going in raw and learning how to apply those things onto your project.
Well, those were some wonderful. Those 4 projects they look wonderful. It looked like you put a lot of work in them. But which one do you feel was the one, if you had to pick, was the best one you felt you did?
My best project, in my opinion, would have been the Winter in New England project. I really got to go on my own and really experience it. Let's have a look at the shots from my New England project. So in my New England project, I really saw the beauty in nature and just going around thinking of what to shoot, what to get. I really saw the life in a different way. Just thinking of lines of grace, framing, and all the things that make composition. It really taught me how to look for things. We applied new techniques onto my editing. We learned things like audio leads, continuous zoom-ins or outs, which impacted my editing skills, improving my editing skills to the next level.
Looks like the one project really does show all the talent, all the skill, and everything you learned and you successfully implemented. But since all that you have been elaborating, what are some of the things that you have learned in this production course that you will carry on throughout your life?
Again, what I've learned mostly that really I took out of this class was a shared focus. Taught me new skills and professionally cut and edit and professionally do my videos. I've learned the power of camera angles, different positions to place your camera to really add an impact to your video and make it look professional. I've really learned a few editing skills also as to using the Avid Pro software to edit my videos and to add more to what I already know.
Today we got to meet someone who is hoping to apply all the things he learned in TV1 and apply it to his future project. He is filming a short film in the summer and is looking forward to applying what he had learned to improve the quality of the film. He also hopes to change the lives of others through thought communication with video one day. I would like to thank our guest, Karlos Mikem, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Much thanks and a wonderful day to you.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Jacob Waring, directed by Lawrence Rosenfield. I'm your announcer, Shay Roberson. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.